They're wrong. They're wrong about Gen Z and how everybody says that we're so lazy. You know what I'm saying? All these older generations are saying that we're lazy. We don't want to work. We don't want to do anything. We just want to have everything handed to us. That's all we care about. We just care about just being at home and just letting things come to us. We don't have to put no work in, and that's it. We just live, right? And they're wrong. They're extremely wrong about this generation. This generation is a bunch of people who actually think and use our brains. You know what I'm saying? We don't just allow people to just control us the way the previous generations have allowed it, right? We actually think outside the box. We actually put ourselves first. We actually use critical thinking, right? That most schools don't even teach, right? Most schools don't even teach about critical thinking, right? So at that point, it's already a big gap between Gen Z and then the rest of the other generations before us. Um, Gen Z is like, obviously I can only speak for myself, right? But I can definitely vouch that a lot of people think like me, right? A lot of people think like me, man. Especially when it comes to school, life, the job market, everything, like just life as a whole. Like everybody, I there's a lot of people that agree with me because that's just how life been feeling lately. Life been feeling like a damn waste of time. Really, it's just been a waste of time. And a lot of people like I said, they want to question it and act as if we're not hard working. But how are we supposed to work hard in a country that even if you do work hard, it doesn't matter, right? It don't matter. We was taught that working hard is like the best thing, right, for you. When like back in school when teachers be like, oh, he's a hard worker, he's smart, he does his work, he gets work done. That's all they care about. That's they only care about your performance, not who you are, not your character, right? I will never forget my business professor back in Queens College, well, Queens Community College, Miss Toki. She was Professor Toki, man. She was a really good professor. She, did something so different than most professors, right? A lot of professors love to just grade you off like memory based testing. How well can I retain the information, the regurgitated information that you're teaching me? How well can I do it better than my other peers? You know what I'm saying? And she did still give exams, but the grading policy was way different. Like exams didn't cost more than performance, not performance, but like how you are in the class, right? Like collaborations and projects and stuff like that. And who you are, how you present yourself and stuff like that. You will grade it off basically you as an individual, your character, who you are, what you stand for. And a lot of teachers and professors and just school in general don't do that. They don't grade you off of you, right? They grade you off what you can do, right? How well you can do it, how well you can remember something, right? And I will never forget that, like, she made everything so clear, right? That's the same thing, the same practice exam she gave us was the same thing on the actual exam. There was no switch ups. A was A on practice exam, B was B on the practice, like on the real exam. Everything was the same. There was no switch around. Everything was the same. There was no gimmicks, no switch arounds, nothing, right? And I remember asking, I said, why did you do that? Why did you make, like, like us as an individual, like rating us like that instead of the exams? And she says she believes that students should be able to present themselves the best way they should, and they should come with this type of sense of confidence about themselves, right? I wouldn't want to grade my students based on how much they can remember, because majority of times you're not gonna remember anything, right? You're just trying to remember this, get by with the class and just leave, right? And she was like, she just rather allow students to just be themselves, and then you go off of the individual. You know what I'm saying? And that really changed my mindset. And then I had another professor called Mr. Dolan, and I was always a really like outside of the box type of guy. I always questioned authority back in elementary. I was like, why do I have to listen to people? Why do I have to do certain things? It just never really made sense to me. And just taking his class, I took 102 and 101 and 102 for ELA, but he didn't just tell us to just, yeah, okay, the basics of English, he didn't just tell us to just do that. He said, if you're gonna like analyze something, always ask why. Don't just accept the sentence for what it is. Don't just accept it for what it is. Why is it? Why is it that way? What made it that way? Get deep. Always think deep. Don't you see a lot of people they love to surf on top of the surface, but only a few people can dive down in the bottom and really just dive deep and really understand. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people love the surface. They don't want to get too technical when it get deep. They don't want to do that. They just want to keep it easy, right? And that's majority of these people before us, before Gen Z. They want to keep things just on the surface, right? They want to keep things on the surface, but they don't want to question the policies and the government and all these things. They don't want to question it. They just want to keep working and working like a bunch of slaves. And that's the reality we are slaves, because something that you don't want to do. Who did you agree to pay taxes? Did you agree to pay your credit card? Did you agree to pay insurance and all this stuff? No. It was just put in place for you, and you felt like you had to do it, because if everyone was been doing for years and decades, then I can't be the odd one out, because I got to do it, right? And what does that create? That creates a follower society. That creates a programming society of people who don't think for themselves. Everybody just does what they do because everybody else do. It's the norm. It's the right thing to do. But there is no right thing to do, because whatever is right to you is that's what you have to do, right? I don't care what anybody else is. I don't care what everybody else has to do. If it's not about me, then that got nothing to do with me, respectfully. Or disrespectfully, I don't really care. And he always pushed, my professor, he always pushed to just always think critical. Always just analyze things. Just don't leave it as it is. And there's a lot of professors in my life they just teach, right? They just teach. They never want to teach you some life advice. I remember these people I'm naming to, one of my favorite, even my psychology teacher, love her too. Mr. Joshi, he was my was he macro? I can't remember. Yeah, he was macro. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, Mike. Okay, yeah, I think. Okay, listen. It's been a while. But yeah, one thing he always told us too is that, life is opportunity cost. You know what I'm saying? It's either you choose, you give yourself a choice to win, or you let life take its course, right? And everybody in this world is going to give themselves a choice. Everybody has a choice. Everybody has a choice they have to make in this world. But it's either you're going to forego on that choice, or you're going to let life take its course. And what he meant by that is, a lot of people just allow life to just be like, that saying when people be like, oh, I just float through life, right? Yeah, life is controlling you. Whatever life wants to do with you, you follow. You're not leading your own life. You're not in control of it. The world is. Everything around you. Everybody is influencing your life, and you're just doing it. You have no type of control. And that's the problem. You have to have control of your life. You have to be better. You have to give yourself at least options, and then therefore you can make a choice, right? Once you make that choice, I'm telling you right now, you'll be a way better person. Way better person. Don't listen to all these outside noises. It don't matter, right? People can call you lazy, or some people still say to this day that YouTube is not a real job. You see how people are so conditioned to what a job is, bro? If I'm getting paid from something, that's a job. What is where is the logic in that? But see, people think that because, oh, you're working a job that's easier than other jobs, it's not a job. You see how, but see, that goes back to my point. Do you see how we have indoctrinated a society of people who think, who are made to believe that working, meaning the physical demanding, where your body's getting taxed out, everything, your body's getting worn out, all these diseases and infections come in and out. is the way of life, and that's how you're supposed to work. The human body was not meant to be like that. I'm not saying our bodies are weak, but we're not meant to just be waking up at 4 a.m. work, back and forth. It's why do you think your body is so damn tired when you get off work? Because it's not normal. It's unsustainable. You can't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Your body, everything in this world was meant to be in an exact way, right? And when things are altered, you can clearly see the fuck up. You can clearly see where things are going wrong, because that's not how it was designed. It wasn't designed that certain way. You know what I'm saying? So it's really obvious to see the gaps. It's really obvious. Well, with that being said, you know, don't listen to what other people say. You know what I'm saying? They got it wrong about they got it all wrong about our generation, right? We definitely have. It's not even just us two. You know, Gen Alpha, Beta. We all have, you know, the next decades of our lives to change this world forever. So, and that's what we're gonna do. I know there's gonna be a lot of us that change this world. So, and I'm looking for and people who don't view money in trying to get power and disrespect the world and disrespect nature and disrespect people because they have more money than them. No, I don't believe that this generation will do that. That's why we fed up with the people up top. But with that being said, I hope you guys really do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing your thing, man. I mean, I know things is tough. It's tough for me right now. I've been going through a lot, but I really do want to get these videos out on this channel. My video actually blew up to 11K, which is crazy. So I want to definitely, like, you know, that's a sign to me that I have to keep posting on this channel and really just get after it. So, and I will be very happy for this channel to be the one that actually takes off, because this is literally me documenting my journey. And it's really crazy because it doesn't take no effort, right? It doesn't take no effort. So, and that's the best thing about it too. If I can, like, the best thing about that is, like, I can just come on the camera and be myself. No gimmicks, no acts, no all this fancy shit, just me. And I can just talk about my life and what's going on, my thoughts and stuff like that. And then I can really share it with you guys. And then I can really actually get to the point where I can monetize that, and then we can build something right here. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.